Hello, my name is Melissa and this video is going to be the updated video to the last video I made about 2 years ago where I shared my alopecia areata story. I'm sorry if this video is super late, like 2 years late. I don't even have an excuse for it. I've been meaning to make an updated video and it's always in the back of my head, but I just never got around to doing it until now. So here's the update. First of all, I want to apologize in advance if you hear any type of background noise. I'm where my pets are, so there's going to be a lot of like walking and bells. So sorry about that. And also I just want to say thank you to all those people that have left comments on the previous video sharing your guys' story. I may not have replied or liked every single comment, but just know that I've read every single one, and I want to thank you guys for sharing your story. We created a little support group in the comment section, so I really appreciate that. Anyways, without further ado, let's get started. So basically the update from the last video I made in 2019 is that I have officially lost all of my hair since that video. This time it's a little bit different because I have not only lost my scalp hair, but every other hair in my body. I don't have any of them. So I made the video in 2019, and in 2020, I think around like October of 2020 was when I lost all my scalp hair, and then in like November of 2020 was when I started to lose my eyelashes and my eyebrows, and I think officially in January 2021 was when I didn't have anything. So my scalp, I have maybe like 10 pieces of hair. They're about 1 millimeter long, but it's like it grows and then it falls off and then it grows again and falls off again. So it's not really like, there's not really any growth on there. I have lost my eyebrows, which I ended up getting my eyebrows microbladed, which is the best decision I have ever made. I paid a lot for these eyebrows, but I think what I paid is so worth it because I think it looks pretty natural. In some lightings and in some pictures it does look kind of light, so every now and then I do kind of fill them in to make them just a little bit darker. And then my eyes, no eyelashes. I wear fake lashes whenever I go out. So before I used to wear fake lashes, but I don't know if it's like the way that I'm applying it. I don't know if it's my eye shape or if it's because I don't have any lashes acting as foundation to the falsies. But every time I put on my false lashes, they just go and it covers like half of my vision. So I ended up trying out the Glamnetic lashes, which are kind of expensive, but I don't know why, but every time I put them on, they just perk up like this, and it's amazing. So I'm actually wearing a pair of the Glamnetic lashes right now. I don't quite remember the name. I think it's Venus. Yeah, but anyways, so I have a couple pairs. I have one that's a little bit more natural for like every day or like going to work, you know, and then I have other ones that are just a teensy bit more dramatic for other times. I don't have any nostril hairs. Actually, there's like a little bit that's growing back, but other than that, I don't have any of my natural nose filters. So I do feel like my allergies are like just a little bit worse, or like a lot more times it just like my nose just feels a lot more congested. And then everywhere else, no hairs. Well, actually some parts of my body, I have like this little peach fuzz that's growing out. It's like very thin, very light, almost like a light brown to like a blonde color. I can't show you my armpits right now, but if I did, like, you wouldn't even see the peach fuzz anyways. The only upside to that is that I never have to shave again, which is really nice. So this time around, since it is a little different, you know, losing hair all over my body, I think my alopecia areata kind of transitioned into alopecia universalis. I really want to go see my doctor and get like just a blood test just to make sure that I'm not deficient in anything. I was thinking that maybe I was deficient in thyroid, which is why this time around it's a little bit different. So I went to go see my doctor. It's a new doctor, and she was like, we looked at all my blood results and nothing really stood out. I mean, I was deficient in vitamin D, but that's about it. But other than that, everything looked normal. So this doctor was also telling me that because I do have an autoimmune disease, I am more at risk of getting other types of autoimmune diseases. And so she said every year she wanted to test my thyroid and my A1C, which is like the diabetes thing. And that really just kind of opened my eyes to a lot of things, because before I was like, oh, alopecia just causes hair loss, like it's just a physical change, it doesn't really affect my health negatively. But now I'm like, I am more at risk of getting autoimmune diseases, like that affects my health. And I don't know why I never thought of it before. So that really made me realize like, oh, I really need to make a difference to my lifestyle, you know? I don't think there's anything I could do to really like prevent autoimmune diseases from happening, but I know I can to treat my body well and to give my body good things, nourish it, you know? So like trying to exercise every day, trying to eat healthier foods, not a lot of like processed foods. Like I've been trying to make that shift. And it's funny because I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm a nurse, and so I work with a lot of my patients do have like poorly managed diabetes, and every time I like take care of them, I'm always like in my head like, man, like diabetes suck, like I would hate to have diabetes, I'm so glad I don't have it. And now it's like, oh, I actually might have a chance of having it one day in my future. Anyways, how I've been coping with my hair loss this time around, I actually have not cried about it this time, I don't think. Like, yeah, I'm sad about it. Like, I get sad that, you know, other people have really pretty hair and I don't, and I have to wear a wig. And wearing a wig kind of restricts me from doing a lot of other things, which kind of sucks. But I think I've really, like, come to terms with my hair loss. And I'm not doing any, like, well, obviously I can't do steroid shots because I'm bald, and I think steroid shots is more for like people that have little patches of hair. So I'm not doing any type of treatments because okay, first of all, there's not like a cure for it anyway, so I don't think it's going to work. And then second of all, I feel like if I tried these treatments, mentally I'll be like, oh, one day it's gonna grow back, like, oh, it's gonna grow back, and then I'll just like expect a lot and then just be disappointed in the end, which is not good for me mentally. So I'm just letting like nature run its course. If it grows back, then great. But do I think it's gonna grow back? I actually don't think so. I really don't think it's gonna grow back at all. But it's okay, I've come to terms with it. This time around, it's also been really different because I've definitely like am more okay with telling people about my condition. When I made that video 2 years ago, that was kind of like my announcement to like my friends and like acquaintances, like, hey, this is what I have. And like, even though I made that video and I put it on my Instagram and stuff, like some people wouldn't know, and some people would be like, oh, did you dye your hair? Or like, oh, did you cut your hair? And I'm like, I don't even know what to say to that, you know? I'm like, oh no. And then in the back of my head, I'm like, do they not know? But this time around, like this year, I've really like come to terms with it. Like when people ask me, I actually tell them. Like when I go to work, I don't wear my wigs to work. I wear like a scrub cap, so you can't even tell. But whenever someone would be like, oh, what does your hair look like underneath? Or like if I show them a picture of myself like outside of work, they'll be like, oh my gosh, your hair is so long. Like how long is it now? And then anytime like something about my hair is mentioned, I just tell them like, oh, I actually don't have any hair, I have this condition, blah, 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 blah. I feel really like proud of myself to be able to just be a lot more open about it. Obviously, like my family has seen my bald head, my closest friends have seen it, but I don't know if I'm quite at the point where I am like able to walk out of the house without a wig on. I don't know when I'll get to that point in my life, but I did hit a milestone. So growing up, I've always loved swimming. Like I love swimming. When I was younger, I wanted to be a dolphin trainer and swim with dolphins. But since my hair loss, like I don't really swim as often as I would like, and I have some friends that love to go floating in the summer, and sometimes I would go, but then most of the time I'm like, oh, I don't really want to go because I have a wig, and it's just like a lot of things in the back of my mind to think about while I'm floating. So I haven't swam as much as I wanted to. But just a couple weeks ago, I went to Hawaii for, I guess it's like a late honeymoon, and we went to a beach, and I just went with my bald head, and I was swimming and snorkeling, and it was the best time of my life. I had a blast, and I absolutely loved it. Part of the reason that I was okay with it too is that sometimes when I'm out in public and I see a girl bald, Like, I always wonder, like, oh, I wonder if she has alopecia, or I wonder if, you know, they have like cancer and they're going through treatments or something. Like, I feel like generally people would never have any ill feelings or negative feelings towards a girl that is bald in public. I think it's more of like a, oh, I wonder why kind of thing. And if you are having negative feelings, then you're just a jerk. But yeah, I just realized like I have those thoughts when I see someone like that, and so I'm like, well, if I go out bald, I don't think anyone would, you know, have any negative things to think about me. So that thought process kind of made it more okay for me to be like, okay, I'll just go swimming without my wig and just be bald, you know. Anyways, so that's basically my update video. Again, I'm sorry that this video took 2 years for me to make. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and thank you for tuning in to my update. Bye!